What's up, movie fans and Netflix bingers? This is the Bros Who Binge podcast. My name is Adam Schubert, and as always, I'm joined by Lyndon Burton. The last episode of 2020, Lyndon. It is time. It is awards time. How are you feeling?
It's award season on the network. We got the Bros Who Think Awards done. We got the Anime Talk Awards done. And now I've been so excited to talk to you about this. It's time for the Bros Who Binge Award, the last award of the year. And I'm so happy that all the other podcasts that I know are doing their recaps next week. And I do not like doing recaps the week after New Year's because no one cares. The New Year's over. This is the perfect time to do recaps, get everybody ready. So I feel like we're ahead of the game, and I'm really excited. And plus, we got a little bit of news to talk today, and Wonder Woman 2, which I'm very excited to see what you think about.
Yeah, just a small bit of news because it was Christmas season, so not too much happened. But we do have Wonder Woman 1984 to talk about, and also another episode of Your Honor, which we were texting about before this. So we're definitely excited to talk about that as well.
And also,
So,
I don't know if you have it in the. Oh, well, we'll just talk about it when we get to the thing in the works. Yeah, whenever you're ready, we got a lot to do, especially because of the awards. I'm ready whenever you are.
all right, let's get started. So jumping right into it, the one thing that I did see in the world of comic book movies is that Batgirl and Static Shock are named as potential straight to HBO Max exclusives.
And on
So
top of that, DC is planning to release 6 movies a year starting in 2022, 2023, with 3 in theaters, 3 on HBO Max, or 4 in theaters, 2 on HBO Max. And I talked on the stream yesterday about the live stream about which characters people want to see. And basically what I gathered is Blue Beetle Booster Gold, Plastic Man, Justice League Dark.
Plastic Woman. Or no, that's Elastic.
No,
Plastic
you're right.
Woman.
It's Plastic
Plastic
Woman because they're changing it. Yeah. Etrigan the Demon with Justice League Dark. I've heard some stuff like that. But I'm excited that Static Shock and Batgirl are going straight to HBO Max. That'll be dope. And also that doesn't mean that it's going to be less of a movie. And due to the amount of high sales, me and you were right. When it's the right movie, VOD will work, and Wonder Woman has been smashing records, VOD records. It beat out Hamilton, which people love. It did 85 million in the theaters, and it's like it got them so many subscribers. Even Soul apparently forced people to download Disney Plus more, but Wonder Woman caused people to buy more HBO Max subscriptions. And I get that because Soul Christmas movie, a lot of families going to download it. But the fact that Wonder Woman forced people to buy HBO Max subscriptions, that just shows that when it's the right VOD, it's successful. And same thing with Soul. Even though it wasn't talked about, word of mouth made it to where it's like, oh, you got to go watch Soul. That just shows you that Mulan was not the right movie. That just shows you me and you have been right since the beginning of the year. So pat ourselves on the back, Shuby.
Yeah. And, I think HBO Max is doing a really good job. Later on in this episode, we'll talk about some other things that HBO Max is doing that I personally have really enjoyed so far. Now that it is accessible to everyone, I've been able to get into the catalog
finally
a little
in the
bit
HBO
more.
Max world, huh?
And they have some good originals, and I think that their original stuff that they do is they really take they really
Takes
they
the
don't
next
throw
level.
out crap. Is what I'm saying. Like
HBO
not
puts
like
out
with
great
Netflix.
stuff. Yeah. That's
So
why I'm not concerned about this Batgirl Static Shock thing. Even the head of Warner Brother Media, HBO Max, was like, superhero films, at least with us, are going to eventually get $1 billion budget. So, he's not planning on stopping. He wants to sell HBO Max subscriptions. He want to give these superhero films bigger budgets. My only thing is make sure your directors and talent get the right contracts so we can continue to have Christopher Nolan, Denis Villeneuve, Patty Jenkins, and all the people that we love on Warner Brothers. But I think that's going to get taken care of.
The issue on the DC side of things is where are we developing these Static Shocks and Batgirls and into what part of the DC universe? Are we putting this into the Flash, Wonder Woman movie stuff? Or are we putting this into Titans, Doom Patrol?
I think
because especially if we're going to be getting
Batgirl.
Especially Batgirl. If we're going to be getting a Barbara Gordon in Titans, how's that mix into things? Or is this going to be a Batgirl that can mix in with Pattinson later?
That's what I'm thinking. And especially since we're getting the
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 series.
series, yeah, especially because it's a black Jim Gordon. This is an opportunity to give a black Batgirl movie. I just think that's going to be tied in, and really, I think after Flash, we'll have a better idea of what's tied in. But also, it was
Now,
said that
now I
my
also
guy.
don't think that this has to be Barbara Gordon.
I'm agree. It could be Stephanie Brown. It could be your girl Stephanie Brown. It could be Cash Kane. Even though they messed her up in Birds of Prey, this could be a redemption. But still, but I'm excited that the fact that we're getting Static Shock, and because Milestone also announced that we're gonna get an Icon movie, Icon and Rocket, as well as some Hardwire, maybe a TV show or something with Hardwire. They didn't say whether it was movie or TV show, but that's super super exciting because as great as Black Panther, Storm, John Stewart, Green Lantern are, some of the best black characters are that Milestone universe with Icon, Rocket, Static, and Hardwire. So I'm super, super excited for that. But with these HBO movies, let's get like the DC version of the Fantastic Four with Mr. Terrific, Plastic Woman.
That's what I was about to say,
Like
Mr.
I want
Terrific.
Mr. Terrific up in here, man. He is
Hmm.
a great character. And since Black Lightning got canceled, that tells me maybe they're throwing it up like Black Lightning in the outside, Batman in the Outsiders. Let's get an Outsiders TV show with Black Lightning, Katana. Like, there's so much more we can do with HBO
I think
Max.
this could be the opportunity where you get a Zatanna movie more so
And
than in theaters.
yep, and or Justice League Dark, one of the two. And you know she's gonna be in either way. And if Dr. Fate's in that Black Adam movie, when you spin it, when you do the Justice League Dark, bring Dr. Fate from Black Adam in there.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So
How
I
do you
think
feel
that
about 6 movies, though? Have they earned the trust of I feel like 6 movies is too ambitious. I feel like you should say we're just going to give you multiple movies a year. I felt like saying six
well,
was just
it
like,
wouldn't be DC if they were if they weren't
true,
being overly ambitious
true.
because it seems like they're trends. But having three of them be within the streaming, I feel like that makes it a little bit less of a risk. You're
True.
talking about 3 movies a year, which I feel like MCU was doing in its
Mm-hmm.
height. So I feel like that's understandable.
Especially three
But
theater movies, and then like the HBO Max movies might not connect to the theater movies. They could be Titans movie, like it could be anything.
yeah, I
So
mean, I feel like and we'll talk about Wonder Woman in 1984, people are a little bit iffy on like where the movie verse is at the moment.
mm-hmm.
But
I feel like
we'll
people are also just being haters, but we'll get to all of that.
yeah. But let's jump into the trailers real quick. The first one we'll talk about Lupin, which you didn't hear about, and I actually saw that Chris had tweeted it like
Mm-hmm.
a still of like the actor playing Lupin and then Lupin the Third. I was like, wait, is this a Lupin the Third live action? It's not,
It's not. It's
but
based off of the actual real Arsene Lupin, which Monkey Punch based his iconic character off of. But you can feel some of the similarities between the animated feature and this, at least with the main Lupin character and the Lupin that we know, just the comedy aspect. This looks pretty good. The only thing is, it's kind of a weird dub.
yeah, it's French. It's a French series,
Mm-hmm.
so it is obviously dubbed. But they do have. But I mean, at least it's not reading subtitles, which
I don't mind
turns
that.
some people off.
I actually might
Um,
watch the French version and read the subtitles instead of that crappy dub.
maybe so, maybe so. But I think that's going to be a pretty interesting series. Who
Mm-hmm.
doesn't like a good
Robber
robber heist kind of
TV show.
situation?
Yeah, no, we haven't had a good one in a while,
And
especially
that
like one where the robber is gonna win. We've been
and
seeing
that's
a lot of where the
coming.
robber loses all the time.
That's coming early next year, I believe,
Oh,
next
dope.
Friday. So
2021, we're gonna have some amazing stuff, and I'm glad you're on HBO Max because we'll talk about it. But there's a movie that's coming on HBO Max early July or early January that I'm excited for.
oh, are we talking about it?
Well, there's a category that I'm adding to the BrosWhoBinge Awards with
Oh,
most
okay,
anticipated, but we'll get to that.
gotcha. So the next trailer though is a Chloe Grace Moretz movie, Shadow in the Cloud. Looks like a World War II movie with a little bit of sci-fi element,
Fantasy, yeah, with like
little
vampire
fantasy
big
element.
bads. It At first I was like, okay, this looks cool, but then I was like, it's looking a little cheesy, straight to
It's
DVD.
looking it's looking a little bit like that movie with the guy from Maze Runner in it. You know what I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about? Love and
Mm-hmm.
Monsters. It's looking a
Yep.
little bit like that to an extent, but some aspects look interesting. It's one of those things where like as in the streaming service era, I could totally see myself like watching it one night, but like it's not anything that I'm super anticipating. But I would tell people to check out the trailer and see what you think. But definitely, it seems like the whole movie is in like this plane, like this
Yeah.
warplane, which is kind of an interesting concept. But I just don't know if it was fully executed the way I would have liked it to be.
Yeah, especially like the scene that took me out of the trailer was when she fell out of the plane and then like it blew her back in, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, she was dead. Like even if it exploded, she was dead on that explosion. She was not blowing back into the plane, hitting the top, and then staying alive.
Yeah, ridiculous. But it is what it is. It was something that we hadn't even heard of talking about in like the notes for a while. So this is one of those under the radar movies that just pops up. So you can understand why it's not going to be a Oscar winner.
I understand why we're just now talking about it.
Pretty much.
This is straight to DVD, but like who knows? It may be one of those cult. A lot of straight to DVDs. We get those cult classics every now and again.
Yeah, I wonder if any streaming site's going to pick it up.
If I'm HBO Max, Amazon, I don't want to tarnish my record. I don't want to bring that over there. But
well, they wouldn't call it an original.
True. You're right. But next up, we got Wonder Woman 3 is in the works with director Patty Jenkins. She's coming back, and they've said all the time that they're going to be in the present. But I feel like we should talk more about this when we review Wonder Woman.
I think we will, more so when it comes to where it stands in the Wonder Woman verse. The one thing I want to mention along with this is that I saw is that Patty Jenkins has been talking to Chris Pine about the details of Rogue Squadron. I would be interested to see if Chris Pine. I'd be interested to see if he jumps into that. I mean, it definitely is something that I feel like is up his alley.
Jumps from Star Trek to Star Wars. I dig it, but I'd much rather Chris Pine is like a Jedi. High Republic, like you know me. Chris Pine's too good of an actor to just be a fucking plain pot. He was that in Star Trek. Be something different.
And Wonder Woman.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're totally right. Jesus Christ. And then DC miscasted him. If he wanted to be a pilot, he should have been our Green Lantern this whole time. But they made him Hal Jordan. Do not make that same mistake. I mean, they made him Steve Trevor. Don't make that same mistake. Star Wars. Do not cast him as some rando pilot. Make him a Jedi.
No, but that kind of raises the question of like, would Patty Jenkins cast people that she's worked with before in Rogue Squadron? Would you like to see
Gal?
Gal, no. I mean, if anyone doesn't fit, that is
Gal. Yeah,
so
no, for sure.
Probably not.
Also, did you hear Patty Jenkins was talking about like after she's done with Wonder Woman, she would love to do a Superman movie?
Yes, I did see that. It was Superman or Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. And I think she just said that because, like, she's working with Disney, but, like, I don't think she's about to go do no Spider-Man movie. But I would love to see Patty Jenkins' Superman if J.J. Abrams doesn't do it, because I know we don't have it on the notes, but it's rumored right now that J.J. Abrams has been working secretly on a DC project, and that DC project is Superman.
Well, he's tried before, so.
And we've said it for months. Like, if J.J. Abrams is now with Warner Brothers, which he is, like, I don't want to see him do Justice League Dark. He's been talking about doing Justice League Dark. I don't want to see that. Like, yeah, that'd be cool, but, like, I want to see J.J. Abrams tackle Superman. Like, that is that's him, man. And I think it would be amazing.
Is it a Henry Cavill extension, or is it a new Superman?
That's the thing. A rumor is he wants his own Superman.
But then it goes into the whole thing.
It would connect to Robert Pattinson's Batman, more so.
Which would mean Flash would need to fix things up, which will go again into which is why this all ties into the Wonder Woman 3 story. Mm-hmm. How is Wonder Woman 3 going to play out?
Exactly, because it's in the present. No, 100%. But we will talk about that more with the movie, and I have a theory. But next up, we got Channing Tatum is in final negotiations to star opposite Sandra Bullock in the Paramount Pictures Lost City of D. Weird. The pic stars Bullock as a reclusive romance novelist who was sure nothing could be worse than getting stuck on a book tour with her cover model, Tatum. And until a kidnapping attempts sweeps them both into a cutthroat jungle adventure, proving life could be much stranger and more romantic than any of her paperback fictions. This doesn't sound like anything me or you would like. Lost City of D? What a weird title. And then, like, she's a romance novelist. They're going into the jungle as an adventure. Are they about to schmang? Like, I don't know what's going on.
It may not be up our alley, but it sounds 100% up the alley of Channing Tatum and Sandra
Mm.
Bullock. Like when I read the description of this, I was like, yeah, it sounds like a right casting for this. Because I'm already seeing Sandra Bullock being in there, like trying to like go through the jungle and being like, oh, I just did not think that this would be like something out of my novels or
Oh,
something.
this is
But
not something I anticipated, Channing. Don't worry, Sandra, I got you. And here's my D.
oh yeah, so that's just all sorts of weird. But
Yeah.
we'll see where that comes out. Paramount Pictures. I think Paramount is actually going to have their own streaming service, so maybe that's going to come with that.
I did want to tell you, I need to get your CBS All Access login because I need to watch the challenge. Every challenge episode ever is there.
See, I don't have that.
You don't have it anymore? You got rid of it for Big Brother? I thought you still had it.
I was using someone else's.
Oh no! We're gonna have to find one because I need to watch. Like after watching the challenge on Netflix, I need to go back and watch all of them.
I would consider jumping in on CBS All Access, but I'm more so, and you know this, I'm more so inclined to jump on Discovery Plus.
Same. And if we're being honest, I after Discovery Plus, I would do Peacock before I do
That's fair.
CBS All Access.
That's fair. I hate the Peacock commercials though because they're like, oh, it's free. I'm like, no, one episode is free.
Yeah. Fucking lamos.
All right, but speaking of CBS, one lady who's been on the CBS show Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Stephanie Beatrice, she will be playing the main character of Maribel in the upcoming Disney film Encanto. Encanto tells the tale of an extraordinary family, the Madrigals, who live hidden in the mountains of Colombia in a magical house in a vibrant town in a wondrous, charmed place called Encanto. The magic of the Encanto has blessed every child in the family with a unique gift, from super strength to the power to heal. Every child except one, Maribel. But when she discovers that the magic surrounding the Encanto is in danger, Maribel decides that she, the only ordinary Madrigal, might just be her exceptional family's last hope.
Oh, this sounds dope. Shout
It's
out to
animated.
Stephanie. Yeah, no, for sure. I saw this the image that went with
The
it.
little teaser,
yeah. Shout out to Stephanie Beatrice. This is dope, giving more diversity, giving some more love to the Latino community. Y'all need more love. They don't give y'all enough films, and the only film they gave y'all, Coco, was literally
it was dope.
Yeah, it was super dope. But this to me sounds where Coco was more your generic like Day of the Dead, like typical Latino movie. This sounds pretty cool. Like we're getting a different look. We're going to Colombia.
I'm thinking like Onward.
Yeah, it feels very, very interesting. I'm interested to see what the Madrigal tribe is and like what's this powers and what's going on with Encanto. It reminds me of you remember that Disney movie with the black superheroes where all of them had superpowers and the one kid didn't, in aluminum foil was their up and away. That it just gave me remembrance of that.
Yeah, I think it would be something similar to that. It is that same cartoon animation as Onward and Coco, so, or I guess Coco's Pixar.
Yeah,
I guess is Onward Pixar too?
Oh no, Onward straight Disney. Okay. I think. I'm like 80% sure.
Yeah, but anyway, that I thought that sounded like a really interesting concept. Of course, it'll probably be something that more so other people are interested in.
Oh no, Onward is Pixar. You're right.
See, okay, so I just don't know. I don't know if this is something that Pixar is picking up as well, but at the moment it just says Disney, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm looking. I'm trying to put like the list of Pixar films, and I'm trying to because they always give you what's next, and I don't see the. Yeah, this is straight Disney. I feel at least for right now, because the only things that we see upcoming films of Pixar is Luca, Turning Red, Lightyear, and something that's to be announced that we haven't had yet. So this is gonna be straight Disney.
Yeah, I guess so, because I think Encanto is coming out 2021 or 2022, something like that. So. Right around the corner. But good to add Stephanie Beatrice, who's done voice work and a lot of other things.
Yep, I want to see her get more work. She's a great actress. I just hope she doesn't get typecast in that role she was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like the mean girl.
A lot of her voice acting has been not so much the mean girl. So I think that, I just wish that she would get back into the
Live action.
spotlight of
Yeah,
live action. So,
same. I agree.
but the last story we have is Richard Donner has confirmed that he will direct Lethal Weapon 5. Donner, who was at the helm for all four of the previous action movies starring Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, said the fifth installment will definitely be the last outing for Detective Martin Riggs and his partner Roger Murtaugh. Donner will be 91 years old when the film begins production.
This is gonna sound messed up, but I thought Richard Donner was dead. Like, I really did. Like, I 100% did. I'm glad he's not. But, bro, time out. Have you seen Danny Glover recently? Danny Glover is an old man. Like, hold on.
Last movie I saw him in was Jumanji 2.
Bro, Danny Glover is 74 years old. What does he have any business being Martin Riggs in a Lethal Weapon 5? And Mel Gibson is right behind him. He's not the young whippersnapper of Murtaugh. If both these dudes were still in the police force, they would be behind a desk. They would not let them out in the field.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that there's got to be some kind of like catch to this.
Twist? Like, yeah. Or he reboots it and we get younger people.
But like, what is Donner, 91-year-old,
has any business doing making a film? Not a damn thing. He should be
trying to reboot a franchise. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is he gonna do? Like, stay along for the other outings?
And is Corona still going on when this production starts? Because he should not be out and about during Corona. He's one of the main people. Him, Danny Glover, and Mel Gibson. They don't need to be their ass at their house.
Now, Mel Gibson, he did just have a movie come out. I don't know if you heard about it. It's called Fat Man. And it's actually something that I think we should watch. It's a Christmas movie where Mel Gibson is Santa Claus.
Why didn't we watch this why did we not know about
I didn't know. I didn't know until Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay. So, all right, we'll watch it then.
But he plays Santa Claus, and there's like a spoiled rich kid who gets coal, and so he hires his bodyguard, played by Walter Goggins, to go kill
the kid.
No, to go kill Mel Gibson as Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, and they battle. Oh, this sounds like American Dad, like that American Dad episode where they go fight Santa. Okay, damn, I wish I'd have known about this before Christmas. I would have definitely watched this, but we can definitely check that out. And
it's on Amazon.
Also, I got some rumors for us. Sony had talks with Tom Holland to have a big role in Venom 3. They're in talks with that right now. Oh, did you see that Superman and Lois trailer? CW needs to be ashamed of themselves. How trash that was. Schubert, it's just a bunch of images, and like, if my first trailer to a TV show was that, I'd be embarrassed. There's no way I'm putting that out for my staple Superman show. Like, you have to understand, CW. At this point, people think you're done. Like, everybody thinks you're done and dead. Arrow, over. Black Lightning, canceled. Legends of Tomorrow, canceled. Supergirl, canceled. I feel so bad for the Batwoman actress. I feel like she stepped into a fucking fire pit dumpster show, and I hope it's successful for her. But Batwoman, I feel like, even though season 2 is just starting and it's going to be a new actress, I feel like that's on the verge of being canceled. Flash feels like it's almost fucking over, and you're telling me if you're trying to revitalize the CW universe, you're doing it with Superman and Lois. Okay, you give him this new badass suit, but the trailer you release is that dog shit ass trailer? CW, you're missing the mark. You're missing the mark. Like, the mark's right here. You're all the fucking way over here.
I didn't see that because I've been avoiding it like the plague.
It's horrible, Schubert. It is horrendous.
The only thing that I saw for CW was that there was like a fake article of like Peacemaker was going to be on CW, and then James Gunn was like no.
Fuck no. James Gunn was like, fuck no. Fuck, why? DC is now on HBO. CW is dead. Berlanti left. Berlanti's working on Green Lantern for HBO. He doesn't want anything to do with CW. Guggenheim, gone. All the people that were the architects, it's still Berlanti Productions, but he's not doing shit with that shit no more. CW's fucking dog shit, bro. I just had to throw that out there because that Superman and Lois trailer really, really bothered me. But it's now time of the show where we give you suggestions of what's coming out that's brand new that you should watch in the realm of movies and TV. This segment is called Movie on the Rise slash TV on the Rise, but we never say TV on the Rise. It's just the movie on the rise. Schubert, what you got for us this week?
For me, I have two things, one on Netflix, one on HBO Max. On Netflix, the Nick Cage hosted History of Swearing comes out on Tuesday.
I'm watching that.
So I think that's going to be a worthwhile watch. And then another show is one that is, believe has been on HBO Max for a while now. It's a British show with girl who played Arya Stark and was in New Mutants. I forgot her name now. Oh my gosh.
Maisie Williams.
Maisie Williams. I'm sorry. But Maisie Williams is the star of this show. It's called 2 Weeks to Live. It's really funny. It's like a drama comedy, but it's like she grew up in the middle of the woods with her mother, and her mother like kept her away from everything. So she goes out to the city because she wants to avenge like her father's death, and it gets her into like this whole big issue, especially when she meets these two guys at a bar who like in order to try and like hook up with her, tell her that there's only 2 weeks left to live. So it gets her trying to kill her, to seek her revenge faster, and that's when like everything kind of goes out of control. It's really fun watch.
Hell yeah!
Like 30-minute episodes on HBO Max, and it's a pretty cool show to watch.
Oh, hell yeah, that sounds pretty damn dope. I'm trying to see the date of when Batman the Animated Series is coming to HBO Max. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, cool. So by the time, okay, cool. So I have on my Movie on the Rise on January 1st, you're going to be able to watch Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, Batman Bad Blood, Batman Death of the Family, Batman Hush, and the greatest animated series of all time, Batman the Animated Series on HBO Max. There's also another show that I'm a big fan of the HBO documentaries. I think they're some of the best sports documentaries out. Like it's them in 30 for 30, and I think they're better than 30 for 30 now. It's Under the Grapefruit Tree is the CC Sabathia story, where you go through CC Sabathia's career. And being that I listen to CC Sabathia when he goes on podcasts with Bill Simmons on The Ringer, he has his own podcast. He's a very interesting person. And I know I'm not a big baseball guy, but CC Sabathia is one of the most entertaining, interesting baseball players I've ever seen. So I'm definitely interested in that documentary. And Vanessa Kirby would have been my actress of the year if I got to see this movie, but the movie doesn't come out till January 7th, so she's going to be on the 2021 movie awards. But Pieces of a Woman, they say that this movie is absolutely incredible. It's Vanessa Kirby and Shia LaBeouf. They say the acting performances are some of the best acting, so we will see January 7th, but you got all the DC stuff coming to HBO Max, CC Sabathia documentary, and Pieces of a Woman on Netflix.
All right, well, let's get into the reviews.
Are we doing Your Honor first, or are we doing Wonder Woman?
I guess we should do Your Honor first.
All right, cool.
All right.
Let me get the real quick. Let me pull up if they have the description.
All right. Well, while you're pulling that up, I guess like where we left off with everything, Adam had told his teacher girlfriend that all of the stuff that happened with him, which was a dumb move.
Dummy. I got the description when you're ready.
And Kofi was walking into the cell with Rocco's brother, Harlow.
Oh my gosh. So the description of episode 4 is tensions escalate as Adam moves from one dangerous liaison to another. And also, because Showtime was doing so well with this show and people are loving it, they released episode 5 early. It's actually out now, but we will talk about it next week. But man, so this episode was driving me nuts. Adam is just doing the most. Dude goes to his teacher, talking to him again. The teacher's like, bro, there's some things you just gotta lie about because he cannot take the lie. It's driving him insane. He keeps bad talking his dad. His dad's like, bro, you need to listen to me, blah, blah, blah. But his dad's no better. His dad talks to his mayor friend. I'm gonna get this dude's name because I keep saying him shit. Shit. But yeah, no, they're in on it, but like the dude's telling him like, bro, I'm sorry your conscience is killing you. If you want to do anything, go to the police office and ruin your life, my life, and every poor black family in New Orleans because we're the only people helping. And that made a lot of sense. Like, that was like, damn, you're right. And like, are you gonna sacrifice this one kid for millions of families that if without us, they would be worse off?
Fair, yeah, because they're doing a lot in two different fronts.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that was rough. Like I was expecting to see like what happened with Kofi, but
Isaiah Whitlock Jr. That's his name, and
but
he's Charlie.
The first thing off is that we see like Kofi just dead, and I'm like, okay, well that was.
How do you feel about that? I wish.
Well, I kind of wish we could have seen a little bit of how it went down.
I think they had the perfect moment when to kill him, when they cut the camera off. That's when they should have did it instead of killing him off screen and us seeing him carted in. Like, we knew he was gonna die. Like, you built tension up so high to where when that camera cut off, it should have just been someone walking in, an episode cut to black, and that should have been the end of the episode. They tried to do too much by making him walk to Rocco's brother's cell. Like, they should have just made Rocco's brothers walk up in that beat. You cut the camera off.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it was maybe not the best way to have done that, but what I thought was the most crazy part of that whole deal was when like Carlo's in the holding area and like his dad comes in, he's like, what did you do?
Yeah.
And then like the warden comes in and is like, yeah, I don't want the feds coming in on this. So like
private run prisons. That goes back to the corruption of Louisiana prisons and more so American prisons. The federal government doesn't have anything to do with it. They are privately run. And if they found out about this shit, they would have to go in. And that's why prison systems are corrupt. And that's why this show is so incredible. But I think it's even more when Carlo tells Jimmy, he's like, well, you wasn't doing anything and mom told me I need to handle business. My new motto for this show is Jimmy Baxter and Bryan Cranston are getting fucked by every woman and child in this show. Fuck the women and fuck them kids. Like, you know how they have Michael Jordan fuck them kids? Fuck them kids and fuck the women on this show. Because the grandmother that we meet in this episode is the absolute worst. It's between her and Jimmy Baxter's wife. They are the worst. My God. I don't even know where to begin with them. Let's just get Jimmy Baxter's story out of the way. So basically, he's getting pressured by everybody. You're not doing nothing. You're not retaliating. You need to retaliate. And the wife is like, oh, you're being a pussy. You need to retaliate. The boss is like, yeah, your wife talking to me. You need to retaliate, partner. The son, like, you need to retaliate. The daughter's like, I don't believe in God. You need to retaliate. Like, what? Like, everybody is just tearing at my boy's heartstrings, and he can't even grieve for his fucking son. Jesus, this show just drives me up a fucking wall on how stressful it is.
Yeah, I mean, like, the wife keeps coming at him with like, well, you had to buy him a motorcycle, or like,
bro,
the daughter goes off. It's like, oh, you just don't want to buy her a motorcycle, or
bro.
like,
When the daughter was going through her I don't like God phase, and she walks off, and she's like, you're not gonna stop him, and he's like, no, I'm gonna go get her, and she was like, oh, what you're gonna go buy her a motorcycle? I was like, damn, your son just died 2 weeks ago. Like, why are you doing that? Not even 2 weeks, maybe a couple days ago.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of insensitive on her part as well, like be making those jokes as much as she's been grieving. It's like, oh, like, how can you feel like that's just okay to say?
Bro, fuck them kids and fuck them women. Everybody, like, all the kids and the women in this show suck. And, like, it's just a lot. But then my guy, he says, I can't take it no more. He puts the hit out on Kofi's family and blows up the whole house at the end of the episode. The whole house. Bro. The only kid that survives is wasn't that kid a rapper? Didn't he have like a Nickelodeon show? I feel like that chubby little black kid used to be a rapper and he had a Nickelodeon or a Disney show.
I don't know about all that. I think that, I guess.
Yeah, Benjamin Flores Jr. Yeah, he was on Game Shakers for Disney. Yeah, he was a little rapper. He went on Ellen DeGeneres' show.
Oh, well, I feel like he's the only person he's the only person alive now. I feel like he's not done yet.
No, he's gonna they're about to go in, like, he's one of the, like, higher name cat, like, he is above Isaiah Whitlock Jr. on, like, the like the
Oh,
casting.
really?
So yeah, he's about to have a role. So I'm interested to see what comes from him. But that's pretty much all of Jimmy Baxter's side. Let's get to the Desiatos and their just horrible existence. Adam is the worst, bro. Dude goes and beats up his friend because he's traumatized. Like, granted, yeah, you got some
Because his
trauma
teacher
in
was
that.
talking about, because his friend was talking about sending in the teacher dick pics, and like you're just showing your hand when you're like, bro, what'd you just say? What'd you say? I'm gonna beat you up because you're talking about sending my girlfriend dick pics.
He's tipping his hand always. Dude got caught with that. Dude got caught lying to his grandma. Like, there's so much just shit where dude's just doing the most. So he beats up his friend, and instead of calling his dad, he calls his grandmother, who's a senator, which is even crazier for this whole situation. And she's just pressuring him, like, oh, why y'all didn't go take care of your mama for anniversary? Like the grandmother didn't go to the grave. And he tells the lie, and the grandmother's just like, what's going on? What's going on? And then she gives, I just felt the way she was talking to Bryan Cranston in that house. Why didn't he be like, why are you talking to me like this? Like, you're in my wife is dead. I know you're my mother-in-law, but if you don't talk to me better, you can get the fuck up out of my
Well,
house.
especially like up in like the dinner portion or whatever, when like they found out about all the Kofi stuff, and he's like, yeah, you know, the reason that I didn't go there on the day that she died was because our car got stolen. Like, I feel
And
like
she's like,
that's
why
like,
didn't you tell me about the car of my daughter getting stolen? Why is this? When did you start calling him Michael, lawyer friend of the thing? And then you got Nancy, the nosy Karen detective there, like, oh, what's that bloody rag? What's going on? I told you that bloody rag was going to come back to haunt his ass. The dog just scraping under there. And the grandmother's just like, like all these, like, bro, I feel so bad for Bryan Cranston's character. Like, it's just a lot, bro. It is
well,
a
and like
lot.
the mom and the mother-in-law or whatever is like coming after him, and it's like, oh, you know, for Adam. I'm like, well, I mean, if you keep digging, you're gonna be hurting Adam, so you better stop.
Exactly. And she's like, what, a year's passed and you forgot about my daughter? No, I didn't forget about your daughter, bitch. I'm just going through some shit, and your ass is making it like a big deal right now.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because they obviously can't tell her or whatever, mainly because of her being a senator and all that.
But I mean, if they did tell her, like, if Adam told her he did it, like, she might be more inclined to help. And like, to have a senator on there, I thought, like, my thought process was like, you might as well tell grandma, because grandma not gonna put her son, not gonna put her only grandson, the only connection to her daughter, in jail. If it was Bryan Cranston that did it, oh, she'd send his ass to jail in a heartbeat.
Because she kills their alibi.
Exactly. And that's the thing. She knew not to tell, like, she didn't say anything in front of the detective, because if she did, oh, hey, Poochie, if she did, her son was going, her grandson was going to jail, man. Like, gosh, I felt so bad at how she was talking to that black lady at dinner. Like, why are you here, intern? Like, this not your house. Like, what are you talking about, woman? You're a guest. Like, leave.
Yeah, she's like, go ahead and state your business.
Lee
Like,
Delamere. She was doing Lee Delamere so bad. Elizabeth Guthrie. Oh, I couldn't
well,
stand Elizabeth Guthrie.
but the Charlie or whatever made a good point earlier on. Is like, you better be watching out with that connection with Lee Delamere, because Lee is out here like trying to like
Trying to prove shit wrong. And
rally
then
for Kofi and all that, and like,
and then
you know, take down the police.
when Lee was like, oh yeah, they were torturing him, Charlie just looked at him like, check your bitch. He was like, you better. Charlie's hilarious.
Charlie
Man.
was like, I don't think we should be talking about this right now. And then she goes with the we haven't
We've
been.
been talking about this for 400 years. Yeah, seen him with the slavery thing. I was like, oh, damn. And Charlie couldn't say nothing. I was like, fuck. I just know in his head, he was like, shit, Negro.
Oh my gosh,
Bro, I love this show. This show's amazing. Like, I'm so happy we're reviewing this and stumbled upon this.
oh,
Like,
and man, like the guy who was the part of the Desire crew goes to see the little boy or whatever. One, he said Lanyap wrong, which was like,
yeah, I
oh
was
my
like,
gosh, if you're doing a New Orleans show, you better say
yeah,
it.
say
You gotta be
Lanyap.
saying,
Yeah.
but like, I
But he
feel
could
like
have been
that's what like
Haitian. I thought he was like, he's like a Haitian guy. He's not really Louisiana. He's not, yeah. So that's why I accepted it.
But you know, I feel like that's like the start of like that, because I feel like he's now gonna have to just join up with the Desire crew, because that's like all he's got now.
And also, I'm still waiting to find out who was in that black Chevrolet, the black car that saw about Adam, because we got the rag reveal, which I don't know how Bryan Cranston covered that up. Like, he was just like, yeah, we've been going through something. What was he saying? Like, Adam was cutting him? Like, I don't know what he was saying about that. But like the cop was like, is that blood? And then like the little explanation he gave was like kind of weak, and
Nothing.
everybody just accepted it. And then they
But
go
I mean,
talk
like, well,
outside.
of course, like, having a bloody rag in your house, like, doesn't necessarily
Mm-hmm.
tie you to a murder. So
It does not. And then when they go outside and Adam's talking to him before he dips, I'm just like, bro, your dad's trying to save your life and you're just questioning everything. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing, Adam. Like, shut up. And then he leaves, goes to the vigil, and sees Jimmy Baxter's daughter. That's gonna be issues next episode. They might fall in love, and that's gonna be some issues with the teacher and with like that. Like, Adam just needs to go away to California. That's what he needs to do.
yeah, I don't know what that was all about. Like, that just didn't make any sense to me.
Didn't make no sense. I'm trying to think if we forgot everything. That's pretty much
I mean,
everything
like,
in this episode.
I feel like his dad just needs to be straight up. It's like, yo, they killed Kofi. They blew up his family's house. Like, this is why we're lying right now.
Because
Like,
Jimmy Baxter would kill us.
he would kill us and our family.
Your grandmother, she would die. It don't matter that she's a senator. Jimmy Baxter's a mafia man. He come and kill. Like, he runs New Orleans. They tortured a man with the police. You don't think they wouldn't do that to us? What's wrong with you?
And what we got to remember, Lyndon, is that they still have that inhaler that they're trying to get the DNA off.
Oh, yeah,
of.
36 hours. Has that happened? Has it been 36 hours?
Almost.
Oh, he dead. Adam is gone, which would save a lot of people a lot of problems. She was hilarious.
Yeah.
Also love the scene where Charlie's talking to the guy who he's going to make his chief of police. And he was like, yeah, we're taking down the basketball goal because everybody goes and talks about crime on the basketball court. And it's funny because they're talking about a crime. And he's like, nah, lead them courts up. What's wrong with you? I just thought that was a good scene. I really love Isaiah Whitlock's character. He is probably my favorite besides Bryan Cranston in this show right now. But a war's about to happen, man. The Desire Crew and Jimmy Baxter's Mafia are about to go to war, and it's gonna be crazy. Do you think this show has more than this season, or do you think this is a one season show? Because the way they're opening it up,
season.
I don't know. The way they're opening it up, it may be more than one.
Maybe, but like after watching like The Undoing recently, and like how the night of went, I kind of like these singular crime shows to be like one season, so you can like wrap up a story. Because if you go too long, then it's just like I feel like you're dragging it out.
No, for sure. They just better have a better ending than the night of. The night of's ending was kind of weak. So was Undoing. I didn't like either.
I like The Undoing's ending. But
we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got for Your Honor. We'll be reviewing the next episode next week. Let's get to Wonder Woman. How did you feel about this movie? We haven't talked about it. I feel that critics were being too harsh.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like people were making this out to be like some kind of terrible movie.
Yeah, they made it seem like it's Justice League when it's not. Like, this movie is better than Like, people were championing Birds of Prey because it was a woman movie, but like, this movie is better than Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey was asshole to me.
I don't know if it was asshole, but
it was bad.
It definitely wasn't better than this Wonder Woman 1984.
Wonder Woman 1984 had moments in the film where I was like, thank you. Where I had goosebumps. Like the scene where Wonder Woman is making the plane invisible and they explain the invisible jet. I was just like, this is amazing. Like, I absolutely love this. Or the scene where Wonder Woman learns to fly for the first time. I was getting goosebumps. I was like, this is an amazing moment. The thing with this film for me is I think the way they handled Maxwell Lord and Cheetah in the first two acts were amazing. It flounders in the third act. Both storylines flounder. Basically, this movie is Maxwell Lord gets this rock from Cheetah, and they're like making wishes, and Maxwell Lord's like, I want to be the wish stone, and he starts granting all these wishes. People are going crazy. The world's thrown into chaos, and as you wish something, you lose something that's important to you, and basically he gets all the way to the president's office, wishing shit. There's nuclear war about to go on. Basically, the Earth's about to be destroyed, essentially, through all this, and everybody has to renounce their wish. And my thing with that is, I'm like, yo, so everybody just renounced their wish and Maxwell Lord just lives and nothing happens to him. He just goes on about his life with his child. I was like, don't like that. And then Cheetah, The fight with Cheetah, you have arguably one of the greatest combatants in DC villains versus one of the greatest combatants in heroes, and you make the fight all at night where people can't see. The CGI is kind of
Partly
shaky,
in the water.
and then you bring it underwater. Why is Cheetah fighting Wonder Woman underwater at nighttime where you can't see? Why is this not her with her sword, Cheetah with her claws? Is it because Kristen Wiig in the stunt you couldn't make the stunt person not look like Kristen Wiig? Like, I don't know what the issue was, but the fact that that fight happened at night and underwater, I don't know what Patty Jenkins was thinking. That's a mistake.
Well, and I also feel like maybe Kristen Wiig's development into Cheetah went a little too long.
It went way too long. Like, why is she fighting Wonder Woman as Kristen Wiig before, like, why is she fighting her with her strength before she's Cheetah? Like, they should have turned
Well, why
her
are they
into
still friends an hour and 45 minutes into the movie?
Exactly. Like, she should have been Cheetah an hour and 30 to hour and 20 minutes in the movie. Like, the moment we get to, like, the moment she wishes for to be as strong as Diana, it should have just turned her into a Cheetah at that point. That should have been her, like, her thing. Like, you're so concerned about your looks and how strong you are. Well, we're gonna make your looks like, you know, I feel like she didn't need to make two wishes. It should have just been one, and at that one wish, she turns into Cheetah.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there was a lot of really good villain development. Like you said, it fell
I
flat
loved
towards
Maxwell
the end.
Lord. I love Pedro Pascal, and even Kristen Wiig. Like, as much as we were concerned about her, I thought she did a good job. We predicted her story of the nerd that turns into someone evil, but I thought she did a damn good job. I thought Pedro Pascal did a damn good job. I just think the writing of this it didn't execute in the third act.
No, I mean, it just seemed like,
They were trying to end it. Like, they didn't know how to end it.
yeah, they didn't know how to end it, and they didn't know like where they were going with like the ending, or like how things were going to piece together for Diana. Or I think like maybe they kept Steve Trevor too long.
They definitely kept Steve. Like, Kristen Wiig not being Cheetah and Steve Trevor being in the film as long as he was too much. Like, Diana should have gave up that wish the moment she started bleeding when she fought the people in the Middle East. Like, I don't know why we had to go to the Washington and damn near get her looking like she's about to die on death's door before she gives up her Chris Pine. And I understand, like, this is all she ever wanted, but you could have got that emotional level before. You didn't have to go through all that to get to that emotional level. The emotion's already there an hour into the movie. Like, you don't have to go 2 hours before we get rid of Steve Trevor.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there were just a lot of scenes that just weren't necessary or like ran too long. Like, you know, Kristen Wiig battling that dude that tried to rape her or whatever. That was a little too long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I got the point of it, but I feel like it could have been like at least
The
4 or
scene
5
in the
minutes
mall
shorter.
was the scene in Washington D.C. when they're fighting to get Maxwell Lord. That was too long. Like, every scene went over like 10 minutes too long.
Yeah, so I mean, the movie was almost 2.5 hours. It should have
It didn't
been.
have to be that. It could have been 2 hours flat,
It could have been 2 hours flat.
or even 145. But
Probably 2 hours flat.
like I said in the stream, this movie's better than Thor. It's better than Thor: Dark World. It's better than Captain Marvel. It's better than Captain America, the first one. Like, this is not a bad movie. And something that I really liked about this movie, it felt like Richard Donner's Superman. You could feel the hopefulness in this movie. It felt like they were trying to make a superhero movie that inspired and that gave hope. And it did for the most part. But the fact is, we're in a time right now where you can't convince, let alone the whole country, 15 people to wear a mask. You're telling me all those people renounced their wish? Hell no.
Very true.
Hell no. Not in the 80s where greed is good. That's Wall Street. Money never sleeps at time. Gordon Gekko, greed. You telling me everybody's renouncing that wish? Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the disconnect for a lot of people with this movie was that the Wonder Woman movie that you got first was just such a excellent film in so many different regards
Mm-hmm.
that like this just seemed like a little bit surface level.
Where the
If that
first one
makes
fell
sense.
flat was the villain in the third act. Like, Ares didn't feel like enough like a villain. This one, you fix the villain thing, but still have the third act problems. And like you said, some of the philosophies and some of the storylines behind this was very surface, where the other one, you got beneath it and you gave us more of a compelling film. Like, this one
You had a few different characters in the first Wonder Woman that you could really get behind and like, you know, feel like
Charlie,
Like
the Native American guy, even like the French, you all the team you could get behind, Chris Pine. You even like understood Dr. Poison's like storyline, like everything about that movie worked. Whereas this one, you set up such good stuff and it just fell flat.
pretty much. So I mean, I don't really think that has too much to do like with Patty Jenkins being like a bad director. Like it doesn't make me
Mm.
worried about like what she's gonna do with 3
Because it
or what
wasn't a
she's gonna
bad
do with
movie.
Rogue
That's the
One.
thing.
And I
It was
mean, it
just an
wasn't.
all right
Yeah,
movie.
and like a lot of the acting performances weren't bad either.
I
So
think
it's
this was
just
Gal's best act. Like Gal was making me believe it. And I gotta say, when she was swinging, like I loved all the lasso work in this movie. I thought it was absolutely amazing, making Wonder Woman powers like Indiana Jones times 10. I loved seeing her fly, and then lasso the lightning to push herself forward. Like all of that was amazing,
lassoing the
bro.
bullet.
Catching Steve Trevor, all of that was just grade A. Like I love the action scenes, but this movie didn't even have a lot of fights. That's another thing. They had way too much talking,
Way too much talking.
and
Yes.
it was talking about nothing. That's the
I'm pretty
thing.
sure like there was like a good 20 minutes that they spent just in like that apartment that
Looking
Steve
at
was in,
clothes
just
and
like
just
looking at
talking.
clothes and just
Yeah.
talking. I'm just like, yeah, what are you be doing? Like time is ticking. I stopped that movie 5 times within like the movie just to like go to the bathroom or like get some food,
I
and I was
watched it
just
in
like,
theaters, and my girlfriend loves superhero movies, and she loved the first Wonder Woman. She loved Aquaman, and I was turning her to the DC side. She likes Shazam. She was like, "Yes, I'm hyped for this movie," and she was like, "It was all right." And I was like, "But you love Captain Marvel." She was like, "Yeah, this movie was about Captain Marvel level good," and I was like, you're not wrong. And she was like, at least Captain Marvel had a little bit more action. She was like, this had so much talking. And she was like, you love the scene where you knew about the invisible jet, but if you're just a new fan, you don't know what the invisible jet is. And I was like, that's a good point.
plus I feel like for a lot of those people, they don't see the point in that scene. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
right, you're going to come up with the idea of the invisible jet and then you're going to learn to fly. So like, what is the point of the invisible jet? Like,
Yeah. That was just that was fan service. And my girlfriend didn't understand. And for people who are new Wonder Woman fans, they didn't get it. So like I understand that. And like, yeah, it was this movie. A lot of the people in the live stream, the fans out there, gave it a 6, or like between a 6 and a 7. I think that's where I'm at. I'm at like 6, 8 out of 10.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
6, 5.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Anywhere from 6 at the lowest, 7 at the highest. Uh do you think Cheetah lost her powers? Because they didn't really, like, she turned normal, but was that first wish normal? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Well, the thing is like I just really don't think that it matters because like in talking in terms of Wonder Woman
Mm.
3, I don't think Cheetah's coming back.
It is the
And
80s.
yeah,
She'd be an old woman.
exactly. So I mean, like I really think that that's what is the biggest bummer here is that we did all that build up for both
I
Max
think
Lord and Cheetah, and then they're never gonna appear again.
I think Cheetah can appear again if you flashpoint it to where Wonder Woman, she's now in her time and she's like, why is everything so different? And like Cheetah is now back, but it's like a different Cheetah. Like it's like the real Cheetah. You know what I mean? Like it's like real Cheetah. They were never friends. They went with the New 52 origin where she was a scientist and experimented on herself and got Cheetah powers. I would be so cool with that. Or if you brought in just another version of Cheetah in like Wonder Woman 3. But I think Wonder Woman 3 has to happen after Flash or it will make no sense.
Yeah, I mean, well, at this point, since it was just announced now, it's definitely gonna come after Flash.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to
Also,
figure out how it's going to tie. Like that's the thing. Flash is such an important movie to the DC at this point because they have to figure out how they're going to mix your current Aquaman and Wonder Woman with the Batman that you want to get, and then possibly a Superman that you want to
yeah,
make. So like that's pretty much what they have to figure out with the Flash movie. But I would love to see Gal Gadot get mixed up with that and create
same.
like a true Justice League thing because I feel like she's very well cast to do
And
what
she's a
she's
great Wonder
doing.
Woman. That's the thing. And like with the third one, let's bring in more Greek god stuff if we're not doing, like, I thought about Giganta. I would love that, but like I don't know if they would do that. I feel like if you would do Giganta, I would want Giganta working with Cheetah, working with some of the other, like Cersei. Like let's bring in Cersei to use her magic, and then like if you use her magic, she brings Cheetah back. and she gets Giganta, and they're like a trio fighting Wonder Woman. Or if you're not gonna do that, let's use Hercules. Let's use some of these other Greek mythology people like Persephone, the queen of the underworld. Bring Hades, someone like if we're gonna give Wonder Woman 3 something where it stands alone and it's not with the rest of the DC. If we're trying to give her a villain.
Yeah, I'm thinking of, I'm looking at like the list of her villains now, and because
We've
I'm
used
trying
the
to think of,
popular ones. It's Ares, Poison, Cheetah, Maxwell Lord. The only other super popular one is Cersei and Giganta.
what I was also going to say with that is that because the Harley Quinn show was really popular, you maybe throw in the Queen of Fables, but I don't really think that that's a very compelling movie.
Me neither.
Dr. Psycho.
Maybe. But I would rather, if you're going to do Dr. Psycho, put him on a team with, like, let Cersei be the mastermind. Have him, Giganta, and whoever else you want to throw in there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, Wonder Woman 3 is going to be a hard movie to make. Like, point blank. Like, I hope they Ragnarok it, where it's like they go for a totally different vibe.
It's possible. And, it would be modern.
And bring in, like,
side
characters. Bring in Donna Troy shit.
Or I was going to say, like, maybe this is, like, your first kind of off-world take, maybe. I don't know. Like, maybe she, like, I just don't know, like, where...
Team up with Aquaman, something.
I just don't know where DC's going right now to be able to say, like, what they would do with Wonder Woman.
The third woman, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. We need to know what's up with this Batman. We need to know what's up with the Flash. And honestly, we need to know what's up with just, like, them moving forward, because you could do like, there's so many ways you could connect this. Like, a Hawkman's there, like, let her go to Thanagar, like, but it just depends on these other movies before we predict.
Pretty much. But yeah, that was it. I guess we gave our score.
Yeah. But, we gave our ratings. I was 6.8.
Glad that we finally got to see it.
Yeah, and it was, like I said, it was good enough to where the VOD proved it would work. That just tells me Black Widow would do amazing on VOD, and Marvel's clowning.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So
they spent the whole year not putting out anything.
And all those directors who were complaining about, our movies won't get noticed, VOD's gonna kill it. No, your movies are gonna do hella well on VOD if you have a good movie. That's the thing. It shows it will show you if you have a bad movie, people aren't watching that. Like, word of mouth's not helping. Like, Soul showed that, like, even if you're not popular, if word of mouth's powerful and your movie's actually good, people will go watch it. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, Denis Villeneuve, Christopher Nolan, get y'all shit together.
But kind of a weird year for superhero movies, I guess. We only got 3. We got Birds of Prey. We got this and New Mutants.
Oh, and Bloodshot.
We only got 3.
And with that being said, it is time for the Bros Who Binge Awards. Let's go, Bingers. Ian, I'm going to send you some audio to put under this. Yay. All right, it's time for the Bros Who Binge Awards. Schubert, I'll give the categories real quick, and you can decide where we start. So we have Movie of the Year / Best Movie. We have TV Show of the Year / Best TV Show. We have Best TV Actress of 2020. We have Best TV Actor of 2020. We have Best Movie Actor of 2020. Best Movie Actress of 2020. Best Animated Series / Season of 2020. Performer of the Year. This could cross TV, movies, whatever. And then we have Newcomer of the Year. So, Schubert, where do you want to begin?
I think we should probably do bottom up because I guess you save the film for last.
Yeah, save Best TV Show and Best Movie for last. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, let's start off with Newcomer of the Year. Do you have the way that I did it? I wrote down all my honorable mentions.
I only had one.
I was just going to choose. I only have one for this one as well.
Only one for this one. And I think we both know who it is. It's Jonathan Majors.
Yep. Dude had The Five Bloods and Lovecraft Country. Got nominated. Got cast in Marvel as like their next big villain as Kang. Had an amazing year.
Yeah, I mean, he came out of left field this year. I mean, I don't know too many things that he was doing before 2020, but we all knew that he was going to be doing Lovecraft. That was what we were looking forward to, and then he pops into Five
Well, the
Bloods.
Five Bloods was first, and that's when I was like, yo, this dude's amazing. And then we see Lovecraft. It's like, oh, this dude's really amazing.
Yeah, and I think that just got the spirit, just got the ball rolling for his career moving forward. So I think
Spike Lee, 2 movies that like showcase 2 amazing black actors that are gonna be in the forefront of acting for a while. With Black
that's
Klansman
big
in
facts.
2019 and The Five Bloods with this year. Shout out to Spike, man, for giving us JD Dubs and Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, and
All right.
moving into the next category, Performer of the Year, you got to think that Jonathan Majors is in contention for that.
Yep.
Based on the 2 things that he did.
So who are your nominations?
Besides Jonathan Majors, I have Anya Taylor-Joy for what she
Nice.
did
I
with
didn't even.
Queen's Gambit, and I thought she was fine in New Mutants. I mean, I thought she was one of the better parts. Sacha Baron Cohen for Trial of Chicago 7 and Borat, and actually I also have Kaylee Cuoco in here for Harley Quinn and The Flight Attendant that she did for HBO
Nice.
Max.
All right, before you give your winner, let me give my nominees. I also had Jonathan Majors and Sacha Baron Cohen, but instead of where you went with my girl Anya Taylor-Joy, who I forgot about, she needs to be nominated. Glad you did. I went Journey Smollett Bell, Birds of Prey, and Lovecraft Country.
That's a good point.
Who you got winning?
I think it's got to be Sacha Baron Cohen. I think that he's got an opportunity to win an Oscar this year for a supporting actor in Trial of Chicago 7. And I think Borat 2 ended up being one of the films of the year. Maybe not comedies. Like critically, but just for what the story that it tells, pretty much.
I'm right there with you. Literally, first name I wrote, Sacha Baron Cohen, winner. So I'm right there with you. What Sacha did, like you said, with Borat coming out, giving us this amazing comedy bag, and then boom, showing that I'm not just a comedic actor. I am a true thespian with the Trial of Chicago 7, just showing that like he can touch on multiple lanes of culture, and his stuff serves a purpose. He's making content that will teach Americans something, and both movies did that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he definitely deserved to be that, and I'm excited to see what he can do in the future. I mean, he's definitely shown us more of what he can do on the drama side, more so than like the comedy side. Like we've really only known him mainly from Borat and Ollie G and Talladega Nights and stuff like that. But now we're seeing that he can really be a big time actor.
Yeah, big time player. All right, next one. I'm going to start off. We're just going to keep alternating. We're going to give our noms and then give our winners. So for best animated series, I nominated the anime on Netflix, The Great Pretender. I also nominated Dorohedoro, the anime. And I nominated Animaniacs, the Hulu show, and Close Enough, the HBO Max show. What did you nominate?
I also had Animaniacs and Close Enough. I had Jujutsu Kaisen, which I've really only seen 6 episodes so far of, but I'm really enjoying it. Great. I feel like it is like the next big, what do you call it? Shonen?
Yeah, it's like it's up there with like My Hero and Black Clover's like the next ones of like following in the veins of Naruto, One Piece, Bleach.
Pretty much. And also have Harley Quinn, season 2.
I should have put that on.
And Solar Opposites, the show on Hulu.
I'm sad you didn't put the show that I like on Netflix. Hold on, let me see. Animated. What's this show called, man? You hate this show. It's with the dude.
Oh, Midnight Gospel.
Yeah, I liked Midnight Gospel, but it didn't deserve a nomination, but I enjoyed it. For me, best animated series. This one's tough because I could go Dorohedoro for action, but to me, what J.G. Quintel did with Close Enough, making a show that is in the vein of regular show, but more so for adults, it just felt very relatable, and I need a season 2 of that ASAP. So for me, best animated series / season is Close Enough for HBO Max.
For me, I think it's actually, I'm going to say Animaniacs.
Nice.
Like, I think Animaniacs did a really incredible job with a reboot that I feel like stays true to the fan base that it grew up with, but also can reintroduce itself to a younger audience. It stayed true to who they were, and just ended up telling funnier jokes.
I'm not mad at that. Reboot it, reuse it, retool it, reshoot it. I love the Animaniacs, man. This was a tough race. I could have given it to Animaniacs close enough for Doro Hidoro. I just, what J.G. Quintel did for me just blew it out the way. So you start us off best movie actress.
All right, best movie actress. I only have one person. I
Okay.
don't know about you. I mean,
I have
I
two.
have Maria Bakalova from Borat 2.
Nice. See, I said that this is a thing where we didn't see a lot of the movies with the big actresses, and a lot of these Oscar nom movies haven't come out yet. Like I said, Pieces of Woman coming out on the 7th. The next one, like Ma Rainey's Black Box, just came out. Yeah, like Ma Rainey's Black Box just came out. So a lot of the stuff with the great female actresses just haven't like dropped yet. So
Well, we haven't seen Nomadland, which is probably going
that's
to
the
be the
thing.
one.
Yeah, and then the movie I wanted to see with Carey Mulligan just dropped on like the day of Christmas. And the thing is, my girlfriend wasn't going to see that, so it was either that or Wonder Woman, and I went to see Wonder Woman. So like, and I know Carey Mulligan did a great job, Vanessa Kirby did a great job, but for me, I wasn't gonna lie on this pod and not. We're always honest. I only want to talk about the things that I saw, and I only want to give credit to that. So shout out to Rashida Jones, her new movie with Bill Murray on Apple TV. Let me get the name of it because pull up my Apple TV movies. Give me one sec. Why is this not it's not The Last Ship? What the hell is this?
The Apple TV. You're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
What is this
yeah. I
called?
mean, I don't remember what it was called. I never saw it.
I saw it, but it's
I know what it's about.
oh, On the Rocks. On the Rocks.
On the
Yeah,
Rocks.
Rashida Jones and Bill Murray. Great movie. And I also nominated Charlize Theron in Old Guard. Even though I didn't like Old Guard, I thought she did a good job. But because I didn't like that movie, I'm going with Rashida Jones on the Rocks.
All right. Well,
You're going with
yeah.
your Borat actress. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
What
I
you
actually
say?
feel like she's gonna. I actually feel like she's gonna get like some love when it gets down to it later on. With
Okay.
I don't know if she'll get an Oscar nomination because it means Borat too. But I feel like a lot of people are gonna like put her in their list for like best performances for actress this year.
And like I said, there's not that many movies out right now, like to where you can choose from. So, but I don't want y'all to get mad at us because best movie actor, I do have a lot of things. It's just there were a lot of male dominated movies, and maybe that's a problem with Hollywood. But I nominated Sacha Baron Cohen for Trial of Chicago 7, Matthew McConaughey, The Gentleman, Riz Ahmed, The Sound of Music, Delroy Lindo, The Five Bloods, and John David Washington with Tenet. Who'd you nominate?
I've put in John David Washington and Robert Pattinson from Tenet.
Oh, nice.
I put Delroy Lindo, Five Bloods, and Sacha Baron Cohen. Trial
All right. Who
Chicago
you got
7.
winning? I'll let you go first. Who you got winning?
Delroy Lindo.
Nice. Delroy Lindo killed it. He was amazing. Man, now this is one of the ones that I was going to see who you chose to see where I'm leaning. Man, you chose Delroy Lindo. I didn't expect that. Fuck. Am I going JD Dubs? JD Dubs did a great job in Tenet, but what Delroy Lindo did, but JD Dubs, physical acting was great. I'm going John David Washington. John David Washington did a great job physically, and he convinced me of the protagonist. But what Delroy Lindo did acting-wise was fucking phenomenal. So I'm glad you picked him.
Yeah, I mean Delroy Lindo.
He needs to win an Oscar.
Remember the name this year.
Yeah,
and I feel like he does need to be up at least nominated, for best actor in the Oscar.
But that's why the Bros Who Binge Awards are the best, man. We show love. You get 2 awards from us if you're a best actor, or if you're not the best movie or best TV show. But all right, you got Delroy Lindo. I went John David Washington. Start us off, Schubert, with best TV actor.
Best TV actor. Okay, well, I have Paul Mescal from Normal People. I have Little Dicky from Dave.
Nice.
I have Jonathan Majors for Lovecraft, Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso, and Matt Berry for What We Do in the Shadows.
Nice. I went Hugh Grant from The Undoing. I went Gaeta from Dave. I went Lil Dicky from Dave. I went Carl Urban from The Boys. I went Tony Starr from The Boys. That's Homelander. I went Bryan Cranston from Your Honor. I went Michael K. Williams from Lovecraft. And then I went with Jonathan Majors from Lovecraft. Who won it for you?
For me, I think that it's hard.
Yeah, this is a hard one. I'm torn between two people.
Um, I'll probably, just because of like what it did for his career and how it was shown in the Emmys. I'll probably give it to Paul Mescal because like what he did in Normal People like really put him on the map. I feel like we're going to be seeing his name in a lot more things coming up in the future. And when it comes to that show, like it's really a show about nothing, but like the way that he is as an actor just really compels you to find out what happens as the show progresses. So I think that he's definitely getting the accolades and deserves to get those. So,
Hey, I'm not mad at that. Right now, I'm torn between Tony Starr and Michael K. Williams. What Tony Starr did as Homelander was absolutely incredible this year. But the way Michael K. Williams portrayed Jonathan Majors, his father in Lovecraft, and just the levels he went was absolutely phenomenal. I'm going with Michael K. Williams, best TV actor this year, just for his performance in Lovecraft. It was phenomenal, man. And the way
I
that
feel like he should get a nominee for supporting.
for the Emmys,
Mm-hmm.
he definitely should. Like he was absolutely great. So I'm going with Michael K. Williams, and this is where I like how you went with Delroy Lindo. This was my Delroy Lindo pick. So shout out to Michael K. Williams for Lovecraft Country. All right, I'll start off best TV actresses. I nominated Journey Smollett Bell, Lovecraft Country. I nominated Zendaya for the Euphoria 1 episode. It was fucking phenomenal. Anya
Okay.
Aya Cash, is that her name?
Yeah.
Aya Cash.
Aya Cash.
Yeah, Aya Cash from she's Stormfront from The Boys. I nominated Maya Erskine and Anna Konkle from Penis, the Hulu comedy, and I nominated Zoe Kravitz from High Fidelity. Who'd you nominate?
I nominated Anya Taylor-Joy for Queen's Gambit, Journey Smollett Bell for Lovecraft, Shira Haas for Unorthodox.
Nice.
Aya Cash, who Stormfront and The Boys, and Elle Fanning in the Hulu series The Great.
Nice. I'm torn between Journey Smollett Bell and Aya Cash. Man, Journey Smollett Bell killed it at Letty, but what Aya Cash did is at Stormfront. That's acting. I'm going with Aya Cash, but Journey, just know we love you, baby. Just what Aya Cash did at Stormfront, just being that villain, just portraying the way she portrayed that racist and the way she like just went after it was just so believable. She made you hate. She made you hate her. She made you love her. Like it was just without her. The Boys season 2 is not as good as it was this season. She brought the level which rose everybody up. So I'm going with Aya Cash from The Boys. Who you going with?
I'm probably going to go with Aya Cash as well, just for all the same reasons you said. I feel like season 2 is pretty much her season. She carries it pretty much the whole way through and really kind of raised the stakes more so than in season 1. But I feel like it was very hard, like where we had a little bit of lack of film performances from actresses. I feel like a lot of
TV, they killed it.
In TV, a lot of women really spearheaded it. Like I could have easily given it to Shira Haas for Unorthodox for the same reason I gave Paul Mescal, where her acting performance in a show that is seemingly boring about Hasidic Jews and their community. She kind of drives it through. And Anya Taylor-Joy kind of really blew up on the scene this year for what she did.
And Journey Smollett Bell was better than Jonathan Majors. I'm sorry. Like, she was the best part of Love. Like, as much as Michael K. Williams, I just gave him that award. Journey Smollett Bell as Letty was absolutely phenomenal. And every woman on that show was phenomenal, from Journey's sister to Hippolyta, to the white lady who's the skin changer, to the lady from The Real World, Jamie Chung, I believe her name, or Jamie Bell.
Yes, Jamie Chung.
Yeah, Jamie Chung. She did an amazing job. Like, every woman in Lovecraft was phenomenal, and it was led by Journey Smollett Bell. It's just, Aya Cash just dominated this year. Like you could have given it to multiple people.
I almost nominated Jamie Chung, but it was just one episode. So
Yeah,
I was
you
like, I
can't give it
can't
to
do it for just
Naruto.
one episode.
Yeah, you can't give it to Naruto. But all right, best TV show. Start off with your noms. This is tough.
Well, I have a ton. So,
All right, go ahead.
Lovecraft Country, The Boys, the season 2 of Mandalorian, Bridgerton, which only just came out a week ago, The Undoing, for the reality, The Circle,
Nice.
Hunters, Dave, Tiger King, which was a phenomenon.
Yeah, it was.
What We Do in the Shadows season 2, Normal People, Mythic Quest, Queen's Gambit, Ted Lasso, The Great, Unorthodox, and The Last Dance.
Nice. I nominated The Boys, Lovecraft Country, Your Honor, The Mandalorian, Dave, Mythic Quest, The Last Dance, and that HBO documentary. Oh my gosh, hold on. I just hold on. I'm just thinking about it. It is the it's the fucking
It's the
water
one about
park.
the California.
Yeah, no, it's the water park where it's oh my goodness. I just watched this the other day. Water park doc HBO. What the fuck is this called? Class Action Park. Yes, there is. Class Action Park. Who you got winning best TV show?
When it comes down to it, I really have like, it's hard because like there's some that I think did better than others, and some of them are season 2s, and some of them are like one-off seasons. Like Lovecraft probably will have a season 2.
Maybe.
And it's hard because like at the time when Dave came out, we were like, oh man, Dave, like what
That's why
Dave
I told you we should have had a comedy division, but we're gonna do that next year. Because Dave would have easily won best TV comedy.
Probably so, yeah. Probably so.
And if we did best documentary, it would have been between Last Dance and Tiger King.
Yeah. No. I mean, it would have been either one of those two.
Yep. You know the answer. There's only one. You want me to go? Yeah, thank you. It's The Boys season 2. Like, let's not toy around. As much as I love Your Honor, I was like, ooh, am I gonna be hip and give it to Your Honor, or am I gonna give it to Dave? Am I gonna give it to Lovecraft Country? As great as Lovecraft Country was, no. What took the country by storm, which blew up on Twitter, The Boys season 2 was absolutely phenomenal. From Aya Cash to Tony Starr to Carl Urban to what's Dennis Quaid's son's name? Jack Quaid, to just phenomenal. Shout out to everybody on The Boys. It was Obama's favorite show for a reason, and I don't like Obama's taste, but I gotta agree with with number 44 on that one. The Boys was the best show on television this year, but it was a great year for TV.
I mean, it did great, like for what it meant as a show, like the overarching story that it told, the acting performances that it gave, how it boosted off a previous season and like made it better. Like that was the thing about
the commentary to the country today.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like for the shows that came out of season 2, I will say that all the ones that we mentioned at least did better on what they had done before. Like, Mando obviously did better on what it had set up. The Boys did better than what it had set up. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that came out this year that was good, and some of the one-offs.
Yeah.
But what The Boys is doing now and is creating in the future is just like unreal. I mean, it's pretty much created its own superhero world outside of the MCU and DC. That people are really starting to get behind.
But like we said, shout out to Dave, shout out to The Last Dance, shout out to Lovecraft Country, shout out to Your Honor, shout out to
The Circle. Go back, look up. We talked to
we were big fans. Shout out to Sammy, man. Sammy, friend of the show. We are a big Circle fan. Next year, I'm telling you, we're gonna have best TV comedy, best documentary, and best reality show. Because if we have best reality show, it's The Circle, hands down. Sorry, Bachelorette fans, it was The Circle this year. So
yeah, it would have been The Circle this year for sure.
Facts. All right, let's get to best movie. These are my nominations: Palm Springs, The Gentleman, The Five Bloods, and Tenet.
I have Borat 2, Tenet, Da Five Bloods, The Gentleman, Palm Springs, 1917, which we
Oh,
reviewed
I need to
in
say the Trial of
2020.
Chicago 7 too.
And I
They
also had Trial of Chicago 7 and Onward.
Who do you have winning best movie? Your face.
I don't know, man. Like, it's, for me, honestly, it's between Da Five Bloods and Tenet.
That's where I'm at as well. I'm not coming on this show and trying to be like, we're not the Oscars. Like, I want to go for a movie that I thought was enjoyable, that I feel the masses would enjoy, that had great acting. Like, for me, The Five Bloods was so damn good. But the thing is, what Tenet did blew my socks away. It blew my socks away. Like, I was in the movie dumbfounded. Whereas The Five Bloods, I was like, this is great. I thought they had some weak points in it, but I really loved it. And The Five Bloods is my runner-up. But to me, the movie of the year was Tenet. It was. It was my most anticipated. It had the best.
It was the
It
only
had
one that braved it, took the chance to go into theaters.
theaters. It had two of the best young actors. Well, three with your boy Aaron Taylor Johnson. What Kenneth Branagh did as a villain showed me that Kenneth Branagh could be menacing and terrifying. The story of the time travel was phenomenal. I know people are going to say it didn't make sense. No, that movie made a lot of sense, especially when you watch it the second time. Even the first time I understood it. But what Christopher Nolan did, filming wise, action wise, and story wise, was phenomenal. To me, it's up there in one of his best movies of all time. It's definitely in his top 5 of all of his movies, maybe even top 3. I absolutely love Tenet, and to me, it was the movie of the year. Who you going with?
I probably am also going to go with Tenet, but I do see where like people would be confused, I guess. But I mean, like I said, like you said, I mean, I got it the first time
I got it
through. I
first.
mean,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
explain. I feel like they do a pretty good job of explaining it
Don't be
at
on
the
your
end,
fucking phone or talking during a movie. Pay attention. Like,
which is why the theater experience is good. But it's a
that's a conversation
conversation
for
for
another.
2021.
Exactly.
Da Five Bloods definitely runner up. I think like what Da Five Bloods did, and especially to be a Netflix film. And so you can say the same with the Trial of Chicago 7 is like they gave you high quality film in a Netflix format. And one other one that I feel like is worth throwing in the comedy realm is
Extinction?
Palm. No, I was gonna say
It's a
Palm
comedy.
Springs.
Oh no, Palm Springs was great.
Because I feel like Palm Springs was kind of the surprise Hulu original that comes in and was just like
Blew your
the
socks away.
perfect comedy for the summer. And
Yep.
I think it's going to get a lot of good critical acclaim moving forward. And when people remember 2020, they'll think of Palm Springs as well as one of those top films.
Yep.
But yeah, Tenet was the one.
Tenet's the one. And just let me say this. The Five Bloods, that's the story you tell of these war vets, showing us a different look at how African Americans were treated at that time, and just seeing a bunch of friends, black men, just come together and be friends, and going through that, seeing Delroy Lindo go through his PTSD thing and have that father-son relationship. Everything about that movie was amazing. It's just Tenet. It was Tenet, man. I can't say any more about it. So Five Bloods definitely deserves praise. Like you said, Palm Springs deserves praise. And even the Trial of Chicago 7 deserves a lot of praise. But for us, it's Tenet. What's the thing you're most looking forward to in 2021? This is the final category, most anticipated.
Oh, the Book of Boba, I guess.
Oh, okay. Okay, the Book of Boba. I ain't mad at that. Yeah, you're getting that at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really thought too much about it, but that's like the one thing since I've been thinking Star Wars heavy. You're gonna get 3 Star Wars things next year, and
I'm torn. I'm torn
ready for the
between
Book of Boba.
Dune. I'm torn between Suicide Squad, and I'm torn between The Little Things, the Denzel Washington movie. If I had to
That's
choose,
next month, right?
Yeah, that's January 21st. If I have to choose, I guess I'm gonna go with The Suicide Squad by James Gunn. But man, The Little Things with Denzel Washington is right there second, and Dune is third. Those are my most anticipated. Let's go through our winners again, Schubert. Just give your winners. I'm gonna give mine real quick, and then you can go. Movie of the year was Tenet. TV show of the year was The Boys. Best TV actress Aya Cash. Best TV actor Michael K. Williams. Best movie actor John David Washington. Best movie actress Rashida Jones. Best animated series Close Enough. Performer of the year Sacha Baron Cohen, and newcomer of the year Jonathan Majors. What you got?
Pretty much a lot of the same things you had. Tenet for best film. Best series was The Boys season 2. Best animated series was Animaniacs. Best TV performance by an actor was Paul Mescal. Best TV performance by an actress was Aya Cash. Best film performance by an actor was Delroy Lindo. Best performance by an actress in a film was Maria Bakalova. And performer of the year was Sacha Baron Cohen. Newcomer Jonathan Majors.
Hell yeah. This has been the Bros Who Binge Awards. I'm looking forward to next year already because there's going to be so much movies, so many TV shows. We're going to have more categories because next year's going to be insane. Next year's going to be so intense.
And for all those people out there, let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know what you thought was the best TV show, what you thought was the best film, who you thought was the best actors. Tweet at us, aschubert14, LynBWT, or at the Bros Who Think on Twitter.
So Lyndon, what other Bros Who Think awards do we have to look forward to?
Yeah, so all right, award season is now officially over. If you are an anime fan, be sure to check out the Anime Talk Awards. If you're a music and pop culture fan, be sure to check out the Bros Who Think Awards. That's BWT Pod episode 175. And we have a new Run It Back coming out Friday. It's the anime classic Akira. Jordan Peele was going to do a live action. Taika Waititi is going to do a live action. Come check out our thoughts on the legendary movie. We have some manga stuff coming, and then next week, back at it again with more Bros Who Binge.
All right. I was looking back to see where we did that interview because I wanted to mention that since we did talk about the circle and people wanted to check
Sammy?
that out. Yes. I think it was episode 73, but it's around that area, 72, 73. So you guys can check that out if you want. That was pretty much our big interview of the year. Was
Umberto this year? I thought Umberto was this year. Or was that last year?
I think it was last year.
That might have been last year. Yeah, true.
But we were rolling before COVID, and we'll hopefully be able to get back to some more stuff and
get back on the road, man. We were supposed to be doing a lot of live shows. Hopefully, we can be at your local convention, your Comic-Con near you soon, because we were gonna have a lot of stuff planned for you guys. But we're gonna make do, and we got a lot of stuff planned cyberly for you guys. The Pitch It League, let me tell y'all, the Pitch It League is gonna be phenomenal. February, we have the headlining match, Shamit Dua versus Jake Madison. The opener will be Hastic versus, we're going to let you know once we give you the date solidified, but be on the lookout. Jake versus Shamit, two people that are going to be gunning for me in the mid-season championship match. Hastic, a newcomer, and we got to find out who the last newcomer is going to be. I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but I got to just check with two people. But the Pitch It season, February on Twitch, first match live. But you'll be able to watch it if you don't catch the live stream. You'll be able to watch it on YouTube. But a lot of good stuff for the Bros Who Binge podcast in 2021.
So thanks everyone for listening to this year. We tried our best with the movies that we had, but we did have a lot of good TV series that we did cover. On this podcast, we covered all of Mando, we covered all of Lovecraft,
all of the boys. We reviewed Harley Quinn. We reviewed
Harley Quinn. I think we reviewed Close Enough.
Yeah, we definitely reviewed Close Enough. We reviewed
Tenet. We reviewed
Wonder Woman,
The Five Bloods,
The Gentleman. We did a lot of shit this year.
New Mutants.
Trial of Chicago 7. Oh my gosh, I forgot about What a year, man! Bloodshot. We reviewed that. Shit was trash. Like we went through so much trash for you guys because we love you. Because we love you. And thank you to everybody who listened this year. We had an amazing year. We absolutely love you. And we're going to make sure that this upcoming year, 2021, is even better for you guys, especially since there's going to be a lot of movies coming out.
All right. Well,
Also,
I
a
hope
lot of running backs we did this year. We started running back like
that's true.
Goodfellas, Super Bad,
Good, the bad, and the ugly.
Good, the Bad, the Ugly,
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim, and Pulp Fiction. The next one's coming very soon. So be on the lookout for all that.
All right. Well, I hope everyone had as good of a 2020 as they possibly could. We're finally ending it, and this is the last show of the year. So we will see you guys in 2021. For Lindenberg, my name is Adam Schubert. Everyone have a happy new year, and as always, keep binging.